Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory, worship to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Makakudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to IQ and pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is a prophecy update, as you can see before you. This is from RT News. It is entitled, Tunisian President Imposes Night Curfew, Tells Opponents to Revise Constitutional Lessons Amid Direct Quotations Coup Accusations. If you're not familiar with taking place in Turkey right now, we'll get into it in the article. Nevertheless, Tunisia right now, we're seeing prophetic measures being taken in the landmass of Tunisia. We'll get it in the scriptures as well. Just read this article for a little background information. Tunisia's President Kais Saied has declared nationwide month-long night curfew after ousting the government and freezing parliament amid continued mass protests. He maintains his actions were legal. The curfew imposed by Saied started on Monday and is scheduled to last until August 27. Under the new restrictions, all movement of people and vehicles is banned between 7 and 6. See, keep in mind, a lot of these things are coming to America very soon. This is local time with expectations made for urgent medical cases and night workers. Now, this is martial law. This man has frozen the parliament. He's taken executive power for himself. Says the presidential order also prohibited any, and this is him coming up against the established government and people who are backing him. They backing him coming up against the quote-unquote established government, status quo. All right, it says movement of people and vehicles between cities, even outside the time of the curfew, save for the purpose of fulfilling basic needs. Gathering of more than 3 people on public roads and squares were banned as well. So, banning more than 3 people, that's more than just, because we know the thing is not necessarily what they're saying it is, but by doing that, you're able to keep people from gathering in large numbers to form opposition, power, and forces. No, that's the purpose behind it. Okay, so let's get some scriptures real quick. Let's dive into the scriptures. This is Ezekiel the 7th chapter and the 6th verse, and it reads. It says, verse 5, and it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, an evil, and only evil, behold, is come." Verse 6, "An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come." And we see the end has come via these prophecies in which are speaking. That is how we measure the time diligently in itself. You're able to perceive time not based upon the year or date, but based upon the events and how they're playing out. So, I'll continue. This is This is the book of. Let's go to the book of Mark, the New Testament. Mark chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be earthquakes in diverse places." And we see all these earthquakes happening in all these different places on the earth. And there should be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. And we see we're in that time of those famine and sorrows. All right? You see leaders of countries being assassinated. All right? But we have to consider ourselves and our livelihood as well in this matter. Verse 9 says, "But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten." This is what our apostles and elders had undergone, which we shall have to go through as well. Straight gate says, "And ye should be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them." And a lot of times, some of us might be given up to Gentiles as far as to give a more perfect testimony in their presence. So don't always look at a great lottery situation as something of no fruit, right? You have to understand how to seize the moment for Yahweh Shem Yahushua and turn the circumstances into vitality and something, reasonable. All right? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua, He's given us these talents, and it's imperative that we use them. All right. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, 15, verse 16. It says, "For there should be sedition among men," and sedition is the meaning uprising, rebellion against the government. And that's what we see in Tunisia. It said, "In invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor princes." So the Tunisians are not regarding, at least a large faction format that are not regarding their quote-unquote status quo government or hierarchy. It was just causing sedition. All right. It says, "They should not regard the kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right. "A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able." And that's what's taking place in Tunisia. All right. It's martial law. You just can't go where you want to go. You gotta be approved and have certain paperwork. And you definitely can't do it at what time you want to do it. All right. Okay, let's go. We can finish it up at Matthew's. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Verse 4. "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach." So by proclaiming to be the titles of Yahushua, and you got people claiming his titles, you got people saying that they ain't the second in command behind Yahushua, all type of madness. Verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And we see what's happening with the wildfire. We see what's happening with the forced implementation of and the systematic annihilation of the food supply. These things will be leading to famine. We see what's happening in South Africa with the sedition and the looting of the food supply chain. It's leading to famine. Those people ain't gonna have anything to eat. Verse 8 says, all these are the beginning of the sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Dang, that's a heavy burden, but it's light. Hated of all nations for the Lord's name's sake. That's why you got individuals who want to take away the name. Take away the name. There's a problem with that. It's not going to happen. All right? Because they know it's power in the name. Let's see here. Let's get down to verse 13. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so, So we got to endure to the end, and we endure to the end, the Lord will give us fruit of immortality, Lord willing, if we are of that number. All right, so I'm going to give all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash. Shalom, keep the faith.